Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Since the OP11 leaders all got revealed, and I normally don't do this, but I wanted to make just a silly little fun prediction tier list with like almost no information. I normally like to wait a little bit longer because I don't think there's really that much like reason to make a tier list at this point. But because these leaders seem so strong, and the green purple Luffy leader from OP11 has kind of been making waves the past week, and it's pretty clear that the power creep is going to be kind of insane from OP11, and the meta is probably going to shift quite a bit. I wanted to just make a fun, just for fun, a silly little tier list, kind of predicting where the new leaders are going to stand, not necessarily where they stand with the old leaders, because that way it kind of leaves some room. And once we have actual more info on everything, we have more cards, we've seen the whole set and start playing it, then we can make some other tier lists. But that's going to be it for today. We're just going to do that and just have a little bit of fun with it. And real quick, before we get started, I just want to say, if you like this video and you like these kinds of videos that I make, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It helps me make more stuff like this, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's it. This is the video for today, and let's just jump in and let's get started. All right. I promise this one's not going to be that long. It was just for fun. What we have here is essentially tier 0 potential, because like it's so crazy to say something's actually going to be tier 0 without knowing. Then we have tier 1, 1.5, and 2. Essentially, it's just going to be like 1 is, you know, way up there in the meta, the people that are topping and winning big tournaments. 1.5 is like a little bit lower down, top 16, top 32. 2 is going to be like peeking in, hopping into top 32 every now and then if there's a really good pilot, but probably just like playing at locals or winning an occasional like smaller event or something. And then I already have, so this is not in order. I just put these here. These are kind of like what I consider to be not even all of. I couldn't put all of them in here because it's just gonna, like, if I start adding more and more leaders, it's just gonna become way too bogged down. But like this is kind of like an overview of kind of like looking at most of the meta leaders from like tier I would consider still best deck in format of Dofi to you know, down to like tier 2 or tier 3, whatever. So this is kind of like the gamut of leaders that you're probably going to see right now in the OP11 meta. So this is with, you know, like Tenkoss Nell and this new green purple Luffy leader. And because I haven't talked about this leader in a tier list yet, I thought I'd just throw him in there and tell you guys my thoughts and how he's been performing over the past you know, week or so in Japan. And he's been winning a ton of locals, and I believe he's already, they could use him in flagship starting today as I'm recording this. It's Saturday, February 1st, and he's already won. I think he won one at least. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. I'm sure he might have won some more. He's been like killing it in unofficial tournaments and locals, and I'm sure he's going to be winning a lot of flagships in the next couple weeks too. None of us were expecting this, but he's really strong. I'm going to put him at tier 1 just for now. Like, if I put Dofi here at best deck in format, like Luffy would be here probably, right? Just for now. And this could change. There's always that kind of like new kid on the block magic that happens sometimes. But he is really strong. He does kind of struggle into 8 cost kid. So as a Bonnie main, I'm totally happy with him going up. So next though, let's move on to Jinbei. Jinbei, I think, is going to be really strong. This might be a hot take, but I think Jinbei is going to be incredibly strong. I think he's going to be like legit. I think he has like tier 1 potential. He could be tier 1.5. I wish I could put him right here, to be honest. Let's put him here for now, and we'll see. Again, this is just the potential of all these leaders, right? Because I think Jinbei actually, with some of his resting and attacking characters on the turn that they're played, I think he can handle black better than maybe any other green deck has been able to. So we'll have to see what other support he gets. Shirahoshi is going to go here in tier 2 just because partly like we just don't have any cards to base it off of. So it's kind of like tier 2 / to be decided, to be confirmed, to be decided, because we just need more. We need more info. We need more knowledge about what's going to be going on and everything, right? And we need more info. We need to know a little bit more of what the cards are going to be and what we're going to be dealing with in OP11. But let's move on to Kobe. Kobe's kind of in the similar boat as Jinbei for me, to be honest. All right, I'm going to do this because this is kind of in a vacuum, right? This is kind of in a vacuum. And again, these are the potential. This is the potential for the leaders, where I think Shirahoshi, for sure, she has potential to be tier 1.5, but we just don't know enough, so I'm not going to put her in there just yet. I think Kobe is going to be really strong. He's going to have a good matchup into black decks and stuff like Teach, and I think people are going to have a hard time just removing his characters in general, just because even if you are swinging over them, he has stuff like 7-cost Sengoku that's a really good blocker that can bring out other characters, and he's just going to have a lot of just really strong, aggressive, but also defensive plays. And I think he's going to be just really strong in general. And I could see him being tier 1. So, again, this is with like the mind that this is with like keeping, if Dofi was best deck in format, these would be like just right under him. Okay, so like that's kind of like the way I'm looking at this. This is not saying this is like, I'm not really saying this is best deck in format contender. I'm saying it's more of just like the tier 1 contender. So I hope that makes sense. Blue Purple Luffy, this might be a hot take, but I think I'm going to put him at 1.5. I think this leader is really strong, but I think people are going to be able to kind of exploit his weaknesses, similar to Red Purple Luffy. I mean, I could be really wrong on this one. And this leader is really cool, and I'm looking forward to testing him out too. But I think he's going to hover between 1.5 and 1 potentially as like his potential. So if I could put another one right here, I'd put him right there. Again, I'm just like guessing here. So, which is part of the reason I don't always love to do these type of tier lists. But with the new ACOS Secret Luffy that got released, he's definitely going to be really strong. But I have noticed just in watching and like testing out just some jank builds on the sim with him, it's like if you can't set up properly and you can't chain those 9-cost Sanjis and 9-cost Linlins that you need, it's really hard. And like the deck is hard to use and it's hard to set up and play properly. But I do think there are some like small glaring weaknesses that can be exploited, and like it kind of first of all, it requires you to get to your 10 on turn safely, to the point where like you can play these big bodies without worrying about losing the next turn. And then it requires on top of that like the ability to kind of chain those things together and have like the resources to keep going after that. So because of that, I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna put him at 1.5 for now. We got purple Katakuri, purple Drank coming in. I think his effect is cool, and I think people are kind of shitting on him for no reason, similar to Kobe. I don't know why people are thinking that Kobe is going to be bad. I think he's going to be really strong. I could be wrong, but Katakuri, with that new 10-cost Linlin that got revealed, that just has rush and a really good effect when your opponent attacks, like, I don't know, dude. I think he's going to be pretty strong. And knowing your opponent's entire hand, essentially, if you play Pudding on 3, the 3-cost Pudding, and then start using the leader effect from there, you know, late game, you just use leader effect for free. So if they don't get rid of Pudding right away, like, you essentially have a really good shot of knowing your opponent's almost entire hand, because you won't know, obviously, their starting hand, but you can see from the cards they're playing down, and then once you start using leader effect, you'll start knowing every card they're drawing. So, like, you will end up knowing between 80 to like 100% of their hand, just depending on what cards they're playing down, which is really strong. I think that's undervalued. I think like underestimated potentially, that kind of information. So we'll see. Last, we got Nami. I'm really excited for this leader. Nami's my favorite Straw Hat. I'm sure you guys have heard me say that a bunch over the past couple days or this past week, but she's really strong. This is kind of crazy. And the reason I have this tier here is because I wanted to put Nami in here. Now, do I actually think Nami is going to be like tier 0 RP Law Sakazuki level of busted? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, because if you look at Law and you look at Sakazuki, Nami's effect is very similar, but it is lacking kind of that and this is good. It's lacking that kind of way to deal with your opponent's board in your own leader effect. Whereas Sakazuki had the -1, and Red Purple Law obviously had the bottom deck effect, right? Nami, instead of a proactive effect that hurts your opponent, it's a very good defensive effect that defends yourself by giving you plus 2k. Dawn times 1, when your opponent attacks, you can discard a card from your hand and get plus 2k for the entire turn, which is insane. and then either turn, right? Whenever a life leaves the life pile, you can draw 1 card. So this is like potentially Bandai's way of saying, sorry, we messed up by making the secondary effect of the leaders like too proactive in getting rid of your opponent's board so they can't do anything. That being said, this is really, really strong. And I do think Nami is mostly probably going to be like a good stuff deck. Probably like late RP Law with just like Black Maria and Pudding and 6 cost Sanji, and like not really fitting one single archetype. And Kid Killer. And well, Kid Killer actually kind of fits the theme, but I think you're going to see just like a crazy strong Nami build that happens. Like it's gonna OP11 is gonna come out. She's gonna seem really strong. She'll probably dip down a little bit, and then if somebody cracks it, bro, if somebody cracks the Nami list and we find out like the crazy really, really strong Nami, I don't know, she has potential to be like a new best deck in format, new tier 0, especially if like, because I think some of these other leaders too like are gonna be able to kind of beat out some of the top contenders. Like a lot of these leaders are good against Teach. I personally think stuff like Jinbei is gonna, and Nami probably is gonna be really strong against Doflamingo. So you're gonna have all these leaders that are kind of like coming in and toppling down the big bads of the past couple sets, and then just the general power creep that's coming up, kind of setting a new playing field, and then on top of that playing field, whoever's the strongest from that playing field will be like the new best deck in format, right? So I don't want to really conceptualize it too much to like the current meta that we have right now. Even in EBO2, I think everything's going to change in OP11. And I'm not trying to be like dramatic or whatever. Like I really think things are going to change. I think the power creep is kind of insane from this set, but I think it's enough. It's like power creep in a good way where I don't think it's like going to hurt the balance of the game. I could regret those words. I might be completely wrong, but I think it's going to be okay. I think there's plenty of strong leaders. I think there's plenty of leaders in the current meta that do like, you know, can tackle some of these newer leaders. Like just knowing that like Fortress builds, stuff like Bonnie is really good against Green Purple Luffy. Like all these leaders that come up, or any leader that becomes best deck in format, is probably going to have a Kryptonite or two. And the nice thing here is just 4 life leaders, right? If Nami is too strong or Kobe is too strong, there's always things like Yellow Green Yamato to come in and make sure they behave. And like if Nami becomes too good, I think Yamato just beats her pretty easily. I don't know how many blockers she's running. I could be wrong on that too. But that's one thing Yamato is never worried about. If you're a 4 life leader, Yamato can figure out a way to beat you, which is really fun and really cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all the possibilities, everything that could happen, everything that might change. But let me know what you think. Do you think am I overreacting? Are we kind of, as a whole, like most of the community agrees Nami is potentially pretty busted, but I don't really know if she'll be tier 0. Am I trolling? Is Bloopy, is he tier 1 like automatically? Do you think Green Purple Luffy's gonna fall off? Is it just hype? Do you think Scary Jinbei is not tier 1? Do you think Kobe sucks? Let me know. Do you think Shirahoshi? I apologize, Shirahoshi. I love you, okay? I don't have enough information. I want to put you higher. I just can't. That would be kind of trolling too hard, and I'm not trying to get that many mean comments on this video, okay? But let me know what you guys think. Consider liking, consider subscribing, follow me on Twitch because I play One Piece over there 2 to 3 days a week at Fidelio TCG. But besides that, I just want to say thank you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.